Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Yasuo Uchiha here, and today I have a very special deck profile for you all. It's an updated Dark Magician deck profile, as you can clearly see on the screen. Alright, so ever since I heard there was new support for the Dark Magician, I had to get this video out. I waited for all the platforms to get updated with this information. Sadly, I wanted to do this on YGO Omega because, of course, the platform just looks amazing. But they're not scripted into the game, so I can't do any test play on it. And to be fair, I haven't done any test play on this deck in a hot minute. Just kidding. Anyway, here's my deck list for the Dark Magicians. I hope you all enjoy. And before we get into the deck profile, please remember to hit that thumbs up. Leave that like because you know you love this, because you know you want to leave it for the Dark Magician. Don't do it for me. Do it for the Dark Magician. The Dark Magician girl, you know you do. You know you love her. Also, leave a comment down below of what you think of this deck profile and what you think should be improved. Like, Yasuo, you should add this. Yasuo, you should get rid of this. Your suggestions help me greatly. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more future deck profiles and future content. Now, let's get into this, shall we? Up first, of course, we play 3 copies of the great Dark Magician. The greatest spellcaster of all time. Why am I standing up to say this? It's because he's just that important, and I'm sorry for being super dramatic. Anyway, up next, we have 1 copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, for obvious reasons. And, of course, for my Chaos variant monster of this deck, Chaos Legionnaire. Why? Because it's Chaos Legionnaire. He's still pretty good. I mean, really good. Like, he's just good. And up next, we play 3 copies of Timaeus of the Dragon of Destiny. Now, I hear what you're saying, but why would you play 3 of them? He's, like, really specific, and you have to have this, you gotta have that. Well, because, do you not see how many fusions we're running? We have quite a many. Anyway, I play 3 because I think he's just a great special summon. He's a level 8, so if you have him and Legionnaire out, you can go into Hope Harbinger and get a spell card Negator. That's pretty good. Up next, we play 3 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. This one can probably be varied and fluctuated, but you want to see Dark Magician in your hand as much as possible, especially in this build, because this build just spams out Dark Magician. Spams! So you want to see her and him at the same time. If not, both. Anyway, up next, 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl. Because Dark Magician Girl, well, it's Dark Magician Girl. Bond between teacher and student. It's perfect combo. Up next, we have Dark... sorry. We have Magician's Rod. You know, of course, the best searcher for this deck. And pretty much the only searcher, really. Which, it's okay. Because he's still really good when it comes to searching out the spell and trap cards for this deck. And honestly, if you ran less than 3, you're crazy. And of course, for hand traps, we have 3 Ash Blossom Joy Springs. I wanted to put more in, but the consistency of just trying to get Dark Magician out, and honestly, just having something of a negation or interruption of your opponent's play, that's perfect. Next, we have Magic-Key Karibo. I'm sorry. He's just adorable. So he gets 1 of. Okay? He gets 1 of. Are you going to be using him that often? No. But hey, if he comes up, that's great. And up next we play, of course, the most important 3 of this deck, Magician's Souls. Why? Because he is important. Very important. Not only do you special summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl with him, but you can also special, you get to just draw, you get to search, set up everything you need. It's just, this card's great. Not just in Dark Magicians, but in any spellcaster type deck. Or spell and trap card search. It's just a great card, okay? And to make it 6 of, yeah. You get to make this thing a 6 of because of Illusion of Chaos. And for all that don't know this card, basically, to skip the ritual part, you can reveal this card in your hand. Add one Dark Magician or non-ritual monster that specifically lists that card in its text. Then, from your deck to your hand, then place one card from your hand on top of the deck. So basically, you search the darn thing. Oh, but it gets better. It gets better. When your opponent activates a monster's effect, quick effect, you can return this card to your hand. If you do, special summon Dark Magician from your graveyard, and if you do that, negate that activation effect. I mean, come on. Now, of course, I don't play. We only have the one ritual spell / fusion spell. But seriously, this guy is amazing for this deck. I gotta give it to Konami. They did great. They did really great. It basically making a Magician's Souls a 6 of now. That's just insane. And now onto our spells and trap cards. We have one copy of Eye of Timaeus. Why? Because it's better than playing 3 copies of this. That's just my opinion. Anyway, one Red Eyes Fusion because Turbo Dragoon. One bond between 2 turn student. Of course, to add this techie card, Dark Burning Magic. We'll get that in a second. Of course, your 3 of Soul Servant to basically set up draw and stack the top of your deck if you have to. One Secret of Magic because, well, Fusion and Ritual is amazing. Dark Burning Magic because nuke the field, please. Dark Magical Circle. Banish a card when Dark Magician is revived and activate the top 3 cards. I mean, you can't beat that. You just can't. And of course, one of Magician's Salvation. Now, what does this card do, Yasuo? This is new. Now, I'm sure for all you smart Yu-Gi-Oh! Players out there who have been keeping up with the news, you know what it does. But for those who don't, I'll just briefly go over it. When this card is activated, you can set one Eternal Soul directly from your deck. If you normal or special summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can target one of them, special summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, with a different name, that monster, from your grave, or from your GY. GY, you can only use the effects of Magician's Salvation once per turn, and you can only activate one of these per turn. So basically, you either set Magician Souls or normal or special summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. I mean, I wanted to add more, and I probably will. And here's my reasoning. Why there might be, because I might knock down Timaeus and kick out Levianeer. I might, depending how this goes. I might bump this to 2. Just because the more often you get to proc Circle, the better. And now we're getting to the extra deck. After I go over that, we have Eternal Soul in here. If you don't know what it does, where have you all been? Seriously, if you have never faced a Dark Magician deck before, where have you been? This card's been out since like 2016, something like that. So you should know your cards by now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. I'm just kidding. I love you all. Now to the extra deck. Of course, one Red Eyes Dragoon, because he's ridiculous, he's strong, he negates, almost unkillable, and just an absolute beast. Now, 2 copies of Magician the Dragon's Knight. Yasuo, why are you playing this old card? No one runs this Dark Magician anymore. Wrong. I do. Why? Because if you read, your opponent cannot target spell and trap cards you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It protects the one card that actually is important, and your field spell. Hence why I want to play with the ratios. This is just something I put together and play test a couple of times and did well with. By the way, this is just pure Dark Magician, by the way. No super meta stuff or anything. This is just pure Dark Magician and Dark Magician support. Which how I like the deck anyway. So yeah, that's why I play two of them, because the more often I see him, the better. Because not only does he get protected by Eternal Souls, he protects Eternal Souls itself. Which is the key to this deck. The revival, the bring back. Yeah, you don't... Yeah, Eternal Souls is great, and so is Salvation, but... You know, if you get two at the same time, you basically just build a great board, and you can start linking off and stuff. Which we're going to get to in a second. And of course I play the new Dark Master of Chaos. Hence why I play Levianeer. Because, if you guys didn't know, if y'all didn't know, he's actually pretty stinking good. Now, I probably don't have to play Levianeer, because if I have Timaeus and stuff. But, hear me out, hear me out. He's great because if this card is Fusion Summoned, which Timaeus and Secrets of Dark Magic do list as Fusion Summon, Fusion Summon. So they're treated as Fusion Summons. By the way, just throwing it out there. You can target one light or dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it, you contribute one light and dark, banish all your opponent, banish all the monsters your opponent controls. Non-targeting, banish. Goodbye. If this card is Fusion Summon, if this Fusion Summon card is destroyed by battle card effect, you can also target one spell in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So not only does he add a card to your hand from the graveyard, spell card, because, you know, spells in Dark Magicians is actually pretty useful, he just says to your opponent, I like your board. I love it a lot. You know, it looks great. But your Dragoon, your Appaloosa, I'm a Dark Ruler no more, you real quick. Oh, actually, I don't play Dark Ruler no more. We're just going to say all of his negates are gone. Anyway, my point is, goodbye. That's my point. Goodbye. Two of the Dark Magicians, because, well, drawing a card is just great. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say more than that. One Dark Cavalry for just damage. One Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon's Knight, for destruction. One Hope Harbinger because, well, spell cards are a problem. You need to stop them. One Flare Metal Dragon because it's an iconic monster. I love it. Good generic level 7. If you don't want to play it, you can probably add... I can't remember that level rank 7 magician monster. I can't. Stuck on the top of my head. I feel like I know it, but I can't remember. Anyway, one Access Code Talker. Buddy, I wish you were cheaper. I really wish you were cheaper. Anyway, one Appaloosa in case you don't want to play Access Code. One Unicorn. One Selene because, well, Selene is just broken. And one Verde. So that's the extra deck. Now on to the important part, the side deck. 3 Nibiru, 3 Ghost Bell, 3 Lightning Storm, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Called by the Grave, 3 Forbidden Droplet, and 1 red Reboot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this deck profile. And let me tell you, I love this deck. I love this deck. I love the Dark Magician. I love the archetype for Dark Magician. I've loved it ever since I've gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the deck that got me in, believe it or not. I know it's not going to be ever the top tier #1 deck of all time, but you know what? With this support, it could do something. It could probably be a good road deck once the numbers get fluctuated and the results start popping off. I believe in Dark Magician. I believe he can do it. And by golly gee, I think he can and he will. Now, I hope you all have a wonderful night. And like I said before, leave a comment if you believe there's some changes that I can make. Say, Yasuo, make this change, please. At least give it a try. Because I want to see what you can do with the Dark Magician. And I will do so. And also, don't forget to hit that like button because I know Dark Magician Girl has sent her love towards you, and you need to hit that like button. And finally, the subscribe button needs your press, for I can show you more power, not just in Dark Magician, but in other decks as well. Until the next time, peace.